and shine. The windy day, you can see it in the palm trees. We finding this shine up in here, as we say in the South. We out here. You know what I'm saying? We out here thinking of blessings instead of stressings. And that's what we're talking about this morning motivation, you know? I put it out on the reels, but I thought I'd talk about it for real before I go get my haircut, beard trim. Your boy's got jail hair, and I've been needing to get this fixed. Whatever this is needs some blessings because it looks stressing. Okay, so anyway, that's what we doing today. Your boy Marquis Saint living his blessed life. I forget, just like many people, damn, Walmart's taking on Amazon like a motherfucker, bro. They got their own what do you call them, transport vans now. Wow. Walmart Plus, anybody seen that yet? All need, don't they? So this is them making them competitive with Amazon. At it, eye care, groceries, everyday essentials delivered to you, just like motherfucking Amazon. Wow, that's crazy. Well, the future, it's all about delivery and convenience. We're all huddled in the house like I was talking about yesterday or the day before that. Just all of us. As long as we make money, we stay inside of our little cage. We scurry out, order something from them, and then scurry back in. You know what I'm saying? Like, the blessing is in the life, yo. You know, my son didn't get to make it, and it destroys me inside. It gives me a stressing that I never thought I'd ever have to face. It pales in comparison to South Korean prison, or anytime my freedom has been taken, or any sort of poverty I've been through. We don't think with our heads, you know, like we only think with our feels. You know, we're in our feel, and maybe it's head over feel. I'm not quite sure, but you know, it's a lot of us interpreting under situations that blind us, right? We talked about that, the ego blinding, and also our scenario being blind. We're only human, so only human, and that in itself says there's going to be a lot of error. There's going to be a lot of learning curves for all of us to process, to get to a level to see more clearly, right? Whether it's eating right or sleeping good or exercising daily, to be able to pull blinders out and to see with our own eyes, ojos, you know, as they say in Spanish, to see with these balls of tissue and nerves. We're still going to have blind sides. We're still going to not be able to see what's truly going on, right? It's almost like an interpretation of a minuscule amount of information when there's such a comprehension. It's so big. We were talking about it today. There's a big earthquake in Turkey, and nobody's going to talk about it, but Turkey had a 7.8 earthquake today, bro. I didn't check on my friends in Turkey, but dude, it's 2,300 people dead. And it's the equivalent of another September 11th. So when you are sitting there and you're going like, man, my life sucks, you're not buried under rubble. Matter of fact, you're not buried a child. You're not trying to dig a buried child out of rubble. You know, we don't see the cobalt mines and 70,000 dudes in flip-flops and fucking hand chisels earning a living in a very dangerous, hard job. And it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to have mechanisms. It's supposed to have industry. It's supposed to have machines doing these hard, dirty, dull jobs. And it ends up being in the hands of people just because they were born in Nigeria or the Congo. You think your life sucks. I'm holding a phone, probably a $600, $800 phone. I'm walking past $500,000 homes. Everybody has a car, brand new car, and the streets are clean pretty much. Someone else came and picked up the trash. There's trash service. I took a shit this morning on a toilet that worked. That was an actual clean toilet. I won't say that clean, but you get my point. It's there. It is. How clean is my toilet? I could bitch about that. I'm lucky to even have a toilet. Literally watching the interviews with your boy Feces in a Jar, Mr. Bill Gates himself. And yeah, all of us are shitting in the Western world and an appropriate toilet where some people don't even have that. I mean, you take it down to the basics and then you don't have sewage. You don't have fresh water. You don't have clean food. These things break you down worse than jail. I mean, at least in jail, they have to give you toilet paper. They only give you toilet paper once or twice a week. But I know people that don't even have toilet paper in their own homes, right? We're only eating canned goods. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole situation that we don't see. And I think that one of the healthiest things that we can do in psychology for our minds is to say, what could have been worse? And I know that's not a fun thought, but it's a real thought. Plastic Pocket Challenge. They came and got the trash today. That's why all these are all over the place. But, you know, we don't see that. We don't see the forest through the trees. We don't see how much worse it could have been. And I think it gives us a lot of pause for reflection. It's not easy to say, well, there's starving kids in Africa. It feels outside of us, right? We didn't get born into it, and it's not our current situation. Like the one girl said, none of these things affect me. In her world, her privileged world, you know, they asked her if she would give up her right to vote as a woman if she got drafted. And she was like, oh, hell no. I don't want to be drafted. That shit don't affect me. Now, she doesn't understand that she's under privilege. More Plastic Pocket Challenge. When we sit there and you go, freedom, my freedom is expensive. Expensive to have my car registered. It's expensive to have it insured. And it's expensive to have, what else do I have to have? Registered, insurance, and pay all the fines from all the... It drives me crazy because all I want to do is just jump in my car and go. The car has gas. I know how to drive. But unless I have X, Y, and Z, you know, I'm not getting what I feel is my freedom. And we have to battle for that shit daily. There's almost so much going on. That's so cute. I can't believe that's on the curve. But there's almost so much that we get that's free. And to wake up and breathe, that's free. You might not get to eat. You might get toilet paper. And you might not get to drive. But the freedom of life, that's free. Life is free. It's expensive to raise a life. That's not so cheap, you know. It's going to cost to be the boss and raise a baby and all these other things, but our true freedom, it's expensive, man. It's like if you don't stay on top of that ball, you will fall. And if you fall, there's not a lot of people around that are there to help. People aren't really kind to people that are poor or disadvantaged or have mental issues. You mention any of these weaknesses to other people and they're dodging you, bro. When I got out of jail, my buddy started getting some of the symptoms as me, but he swear I got jail sick. And I'm like, I didn't get sick in jail, bro. I just had constipation, but he also started coughing, stomach hurting, you know. He's like, I think you got sick in jail. You know, not for nothing. Health is wealth, bro. Whether you like it or not, it's a thing for us to be alive, but it's really another thing for us to thrive. And when I was telling my homie the other day, I'm up in his panorama towers, everything's really expensive. I'm at the spa. I try to go as often as I can, just me with the Zen Buddha thing and music and quiet and spa. A hot tub. Can I get a hot tub? You know what I'm saying? And when I'm in that hot tub, I'm like, I'm not in jail. I'm not in jail. Like, I have to process that I'm free, I'm comfortable, I'm getting satiated in a situation where before I couldn't even squeak a fart in jail without my cellies trying to sweat me. And it's such a different world. Are those things gonna crash into each other? Damn, they got close. These planes are getting close, yo. Watch me capture them. I don't want to say that out loud. Investing anything, it's perspective, bro. We talked about it last, but it's such a strong human asset to be able to say, this thing's stressing me, it's sending me all sorts of negative feelings. I clench my jaw, I push my tongue to the top of my mouth, I start short breathing instead of full on real breathing. My nose is all runny, but yeah, you know, to be able to inhale the good shit, the fresh shit, the fresh feeling of the wind blowing on my skin, and me achieving more life and breathing it in, versus that other dude that's sitting there with his jaw clenched and freaking the fuck out and stressed the fuck out. And now I'm not even saying good morning to people. I don't know about you, but how many times have you been moody and not saying nice things to people or even talking to people? Have you ever done that? Yeah, guilty. You know, and we start letting the stressings fuck with our blessings. We start literally minusing or demeriting ourselves, subtracting from all the positives that are there. And what's the biggest positives? Life. Because in all be all, you can think that life is promised. Homeboy had just celebrated his birthday, his kid's birthday, and died around the corner. Like, I mean, they literally read that. Ooh, I found a smoke spot. Hold on. Let's get this in. Morning motivation. How fucked up is that? To have your son... That's fucked up. And for those that have a perspective, that's what it is. It's one of those situations where we have to see with our own eyes, need to realize real lies. And the real lie is that your whole life's fucked. And I say it to myself too. I'll be honest. I'll be like, I fucked my whole life up. I lost my son. It's all my responsibility. I'm a horrible father. I'm a horrible husband and a horrible human. Not much of a pep talk, right? And not much of a morning motivation. Actually, I think I lost my one viewer. But I mean, I'm being honest by the way that I talk to myself. Now, if I were to adjust my sails, is there a way to adjust our minds and start putting in the times that I was on the coast of Brazil, all the way to the edge, and I had a Wi-Fi signal? Cool as that, right? The time I stood on top of the Great Wall of China, the time I stood on top of Machu Picchu, the time I got to be in Angkor Wat. I try to do these major things. Christ the Redeemer in Brazil and Rio de Janeiro. There's so much out there that I could be grateful for, knowing damn well I got friends that'll never see the world, never get to escape this drudgery. Last night my friends were talking. I've left the country, neither have I. And I'm like, I'm a 3-time world traveler. Let's talk about it. They don't want to talk about it because then they have to face their fear. Then they have to face their perspective and change that so they can be free. We're going to get a haircut. Just you wait and see. And that's where I wanted to live in. I wanted to live in a world where, man, I'm almost delusional on how positive my life is. You know what I'm saying? Like, as delusional as it gets on trying to make myself just see all positives and nothing negative. I couldn't see the negatives past the negatives. I was so stuck on shit instead of the Shinola. And yeah, Shinola is an actual product they used to make back in the day. They say you don't know shit from Shinola. It's true. Hold up. And that's what we do. We look at our shit and think there'll never be another day to shine. We look at all the things that aren't working and let us stress out all the time. And it's not okay. It's not okay to have that perspective. It's not okay to be in that way. And it's one of the hardest things to do, especially if you don't practice daily gratitude. If you're not used to saying, you know what, at least I'm alive, at least I'm breathing, at least I didn't hurt nobody. If you're not sitting in that kind of world, then you're obviously sitting in the other kind of world where it's burn it down, burn the boats. There is no escaping me, my mentality, or my mood. And that was something that was clearly wrong with me, myself, as a human being, was the fact that my moods, I was miserable to my moods. I was a captive to whatever I was thinking. And they were saying, whatever you're thinking, whatever you think comes into existence. And that's the world I live in. I live in a world where, so do you, where our thoughts become reality. And instead of living in a reality that we shaped and practiced the mood and the attitude, we do something completely different. We do the other opposite. We go and do what's wrong. Like as soon as we wake up, we're all in emergency mode. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with your life? What's wrong with your existence? What's wrong with you? Where you got to see only negativity and feel that only the whole world is against you. Check that out. Far out, explore. Yeah, that was cool. I don't know if you saw that, but I mean, that's what we're doing to ourselves. We're throwing shade on our game, and it doesn't have to be that way. There's no shame in our game. Everybody's got shade and everybody's got shine. I got a shine over shade shirt. It's basically saying positive over negative. It's basically saying find the silver lining. It's saying all that, bro. It's saying all that for all of us, because it's the hardest thing to do is to practice. It's almost like, hey, let me ask you to hit a bunch of 3-pointers, and you're just like, if I haven't practiced, what are the odds that I'm going to hit a 3-pointer? If I haven't gone after something with a regular practice to engage my muscles and my mind to do this thing regularly, then that's what ends up going to happen eventually. So that's something that I had to shape up and shape out. I'm at the barbershop, man. These guys made me wait a whole hour last time, so let's see if they got rain. Let's see if they got any spots so I can just jump in this time. Hold up. You're not open? No? Closed till what time? What time? Open when? Tomorrow? Shit, dude. Can't even get my motherfucking haircut. It's not even open. It's alright. I could complain, but to be honest, I'd rather have a fresh cut before. Today's Monday motivation. The next day is gonna be, guess what? Tuesday. And my convention starts Wednesday, so that's all right. I don't have to demand shit right now. I'll go ahead and smoke my blunt. Get past this traffic, even though this whole parking lot's empty. This lady's still coming near me. The point is that I have to practice that. Just like that. You got to practice that disappointment's going to happen. And also being all right with it. You know, like I know there's people that you've been in scenarios with where you were like, man, you were so chill. I had my buddy, he's so patient with his kid. His kid's throwing a fit, screaming, no, and all sorts of shit. And I'm like, how do you do it, bro? How do you do it without losing your temper? I knew my ex, she didn't want me around her children because I had a temper. She was afraid I was going to spank her children. She'd be right. If I said no to a child, spanking's the level it could go up to. And she was like, I don't even curse at my children. Violence is not even on the level. It's not even in the realm of being levels. And unfortunately, it's a level in my world. It's been that way my whole life, where people can reach out and touch me and tell me what's up. Is that best? Only if it's a life or death situation. Not because I'm irritated and bothered. No, that's not okay. And shit, if I gotta come all the way back here, I might go to I'm not that hungry. I might go to the omelet house, but anyway, I'll take the roommate. He's not doing too well. But that's what I wanted to do. Get up and be of service, bro. Get out of my world and what's wrong with it, counting and calculating every little penny of fucking problems, instead of going, all right, who can I be of service to? Who can I help to distract myself from my shit? And that's what came of it. I decided to not just sit there. I decided to not just go for a walk. I decided to be of service, bro. Just anything except for me sitting there bitching and moaning about what's not going right and what's not going wrong. Let me catch this one real quick. Let me catch these gates. Stop. Watch this. That's right. That's right. Back it up. Back it up. I'm America. And go get that clarity. And it's going to have to get earned. and has to go get it. Instead of sitting with it, I go get it, you know? I make sure that I chase my dreams instead of waste my dreams. I put effort, and instead of complain, I gotta practice these things, drill that's kind of boring and rudimentary and repetitive, but we need to drill it in our minds, in our lives, on a regular, to look for what we are blessed with. Because I promise you, if you were at the bottom of that rubble, or you were in Turkey right now, in Syria, and another 7.8 earthquake hits, and you're gonna be buried underneath the apartment, you'd have a whole lot of perspective of what's important to you real fucking quick. That's that real fucking quick. That's quicker than getting hit. That's no shit. This is what's important to me. That I don't have silver shackles on my wrist right now. That I get to eat the food that I want to eat instead of what's been given to me. That I can be free enough to be in the spa with the jets on my skin, making me feel euphoric instead of feeling captive on steel beds and steel toilets. It's enough to miss the bus. And if we don't start fucking concentrating and stop being Larry the late guy, you know, last minute Larry, wait until the last minute to fucking make something happen, and then, you know, wait till it explodes underneath you. We're not trying to get exploded underneath. We're trying to explode from the jump. You already, for our attitudes, blow up with energy because we had a thought, put action behind it, and not wait till the very end so everything blows up in a negative way. We have a chance to control the ions. This is empty. We have a chance to really shift the way the magnetization is going. You know, like I know, North Pole, South Pole of magnets, East, whatever you want to call it, that positive, negative transference. It's a part of our universe, part of our earth, part of our rotation is magnetism, right? But where it gets pointed, that's important. You know, it keeps how Tesla engines work in fucking electric cars, dude. Keeping that thing spinning, keeping that energy positive, and then it goes to negative, and you try so hard to get it back to positive, and then you got forward momentum, then you got inertia and an actual engine that's functioning versus the dysfunction that's happening in our brains. And that's all I gotta say. So I battled my dysfunction too, come from a dysfunctional family, have psychological issues. I gotta fix me to get me so I can be efficient, so I can be effective. So I stop hurting me and I start putting up points because I did my layup drills. I start putting pennies from heaven in my head because I know that I got something awesome inside of me. I know that I've done some awesome things, and I know that some other awesome things are gonna happen. If I quit, if I delete, get deleted, things happen that kind of way, guess what? I'm gonna forever stay in that zone. I'm gonna forever be a complainer, forever be the martyr, forever to be the victim. But if I put myself in Action Jackson mode, become the hero of my own story, I can change the outcome of a lot of things. Just by shaking a tail feather, I can get that momentum on my side, stop being a shit magnet, make my magnet switch to positive, negative, from negative to positive faster, keep that in an engine. It's called a Tesla, the electric motors that you get from, what's your boy's name? Tesla himself developed this. He's the one that came up with the thing, and I think they actually released it to the world. So our lives are dependent on us, you know? They're depending on us to make the most of it. They're depending on us to rise to the occasion. They're depending on us to get the sun on our skin. They're depending on us to scrape our knees. They're depending on us to be in motion. And motion creates emotion. So you can stay funky for reals, but one thing I will suggest is that you take action too. So you can keep your mood. I'm not here to control someone or tell them what to do or change. What I am defying you to do, and I am challenging you to do, if you take the challenge today, is to keep your mood. Try to keep your mood, because if you go be active and you go do something about it, if you go actually take charge and give yourself a chance, dude, you can never keep your same mood. I defy you. Morning. Yeah. You can't keep a bad mood while you're hiking. You can't keep a bad mood while you're fucking. You can't keep a bad mood while you're creating. And that's what ends up happening. That's why it's such a challenge, is because we kind of stay addicted to our moods, dude. We get like, you know what? I get to feel this way today. I get to feel entitled. I get to feel pessimistic. I get to feel fearful. Sure, dude, no one's gonna take that off you. If that's the coat you want to wear, that's your outfit for the day, by all means, go ahead, fucking wear it. Nobody's gonna fucking teach you or tell you what to do, right? But I'm telling you now, your choices, the way that you keep wearing your mood, the way you keep spending your time, and the way that you can switch from positive to negative every time is literally the feelings that you're getting right now. It's literally the sum result of all that effort or concentration or attitude towards what you're doing right now. So you can keep doing all the fucking way you want to do it. Nobody can tell you nothing. Perfect. But I promise you, if you don't give yourself a chance, if you don't have one chance to be a different mood, a different attitude, a different perspective, to immediately give energy to the other thruster that's working, the engine. This one just blew up. It's on fire. Right engine out. Main engine, mayday, we're going down. Cutting power to the engine that's on fire. Cut the oil off and start looking at engine number 1 that's still spinning. Your heart still beating. You still got something. You're still breathing. And it's such a thing. You know, they say when you're saving somebody in lifeguarding, if they're still screaming, they're breathing. Okay? So if you're choking or if you're drowning, you ain't saying shit. There is no air to process through your vocal cords to fucking push out the water. And that's what I'm asking people to do. I'm asking them to give themselves immediate compressions. It's an emergency. Breathe multiple times through the mouth and nose. Make sure you get that fresh air on you, even if you have to just leave to get outside and go for a walk, get motion. It's not because I'm just doing it. It literally works. It could be any time of day. Take your thoughts for a walk. Make sure that you give yourself an opportunity to be free mentally. Free up your oxygen. Change the heart rate, change the breathing rhythm, and then your thoughts will follow. Give yourself an opportunity, not just some kind of juju magic, and I'm just gonna manipulate myself or manifest myself or the secret myself. What I'm really saying is physiological responses. Switch up your breathing. Am I stuck? Shit, I think I'm stuck. Let me go back this way. Switch up your breathing. Switch up your heart rate and switch your physical positioning, and then you will give yourself a chance. Then you got Saints Addiction. That's making a choice, and that's what life is all about, just making better choices. And you're still going to be free. You're still free to choose whatever you want to choose, but if you choose to lose, you already know the outcome. And if you choose to win, it's going to take a little bit more effort, a lot more practice, but I promise you the results come. That's the only thing that I can promise you, is as long as you can get up and just move around. Motion creates emotion, and you can change your emotions by giving them motion. That's on my heart from the start. It's your boy Marky Saints Addiction. We out here, you know, see no evil Jesus. Jesus sees no evil in smoking weed. And if you got anything out of this message, you already know. Peace and love. And as always, Chigatan. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. It kind of means like check you later, see you later. And I will see you on the other side, as long as you like, share, and subscribe. You know, you gotta like it. And that kind of puts me in the algorithm. And then when you subscribe, I'll definitely get it in your feed. And then if you share, good Lord, the whole world catch fire. Catch a fire. Get what you desire. Get the most high. I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for your time. That's what I did share with you today. Shared my time, part of my life, part of my experience with you. And hopefully you share it with someone else that you care about too. Peace. See you. Ciao, bella, beijos.